Hey everybody, this is Jim Littlebridge, one of the pastors at the Urbana United Methodist Church. Boom, it's Motivation Monday. So we're changing things up. I played the piano, I threatened to play the tuba, and I threatened to play the euphonium, baritone horn, and I decided you don't want to hear that. Plus, I really don't want to practice up to do that. But today is our privilege to hang out with Daniel Clarkson. Daniel is the owner of Alder Design Company, small business here, actually right across from the church. So we wanted to hang out with him today and ask him a few questions, interview him. And so Daniel, as we get started, tell me about your name, Alder Design Company.
Yeah, alder is it's a tree. It's a species of wood that I like to use sometimes. But I like it because it's a unique tree. They say that if you take an alder tree and you plant it in dead soil, that the alder tree has the ability to bring life back into that soil. So I think that's kind of a cool little metaphor there. I like it.
Yeah, well, and as Jesus people, there's a lot of parallel there.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Bring life out of nothing, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Very good. So, Daniel, during this pandemic, small business owner, talk to us about the challenges you have had and some of the trials that you've had in the midst of this pandemic, in your situation.
Things have actually been really good. I think that me and my family and my business have really been just experiencing the blessing of the Lord in it. I don't know if it's specifically tied to people sitting at home, and I build custom furniture and cabinetry and things like that, so I don't know if it's tied to people sitting at home on their phones more and staring at their house and seeing what they need done and what they need built. But I attribute it just to the goodness and the faithfulness of the Lord. I've been really busy, almost busier than I have been in the past, so things have been good for me. Yeah, it's been weird going out in public and not being able to see people's faces and things like that. But as far as the business goes, it's been really good.
Well, and it's interesting. I heard on the news this morning that whoever makes pajamas, their sales are over the top.
Right, yeah.
So if you're sitting in your room in your pajamas, you're like, boom, I need furniture. So they call you up, don't they?
That's right, exactly.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So that's a unique place to be. And obviously we know there are some people, especially our restaurant people, that have really struggled, and others. So that's hard. But in this case, you have found that, business has pretty well been seasonal. Has it actually increased, or has it pretty much stayed the same?
I think it's increased a little bit.
Okay.
And, who knows what that's going to look like a few months from now, as things continue on. But thus far, it's been good. The Lord's been faithful. It's slowed our family life down quite a bit. Just a lot of time to hang out with the kids and slow things down. And it's been a super good season for us as a family and for me as a business. I know that, like you said, a lot of people are in crisis. Having compassion there, but it's been good for us.
The other thing that we hear a lot about is that in a season like a pandemic, when people are forced to stay at home or to limit themselves, how their relationships have thrived in some ways. Now, we also hear how there's been crisis in relationships because they're home a lot, but
Sure.
To your point, it kind of helped you sounds like, to me, I don't want to put words in your mouth, what you're saying, that during this time too, you were able to, again, realign your priorities and remember, relationships are the most important. You've been able to invest some more time in the people you love the most, too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And, honestly, I think a lot of it is about perspective. I have plenty of opportunity to have a really bad attitude during this pandemic, and probably have at times. But just exactly. But just trying to keep a right perspective and a right attitude, and just we really are blessed regardless of hardships and things like that. Like I have a roof over my head. I've got 3 healthy kids and a beautiful wife. I'm super blessed. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So as we wind things up, If you were to say, if you had a message, that you wanted to share about the hope we have in the midst of this pandemic, and the hope we have in the midst of any trial or difficulty, what would that message be?
I think probably just what I just shared is that in spite of difficulties we face and trials and tribulations, the Lord is always good, and we know Him to be good. He's proven that over and over and over again, and we can always count on His faithfulness. And we can look to see and try to have eyes to see and ears to hear what He's doing in season, even in difficult seasons like this. The Lord is still moving, and He's still doing something. And we can either grovel or we can get perspective, and we can jump on board with what He's doing. And so, and I see that happening in our community a lot. So that's really encouraging, and that brings a lot of hope.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, you can grovel or you can seek. How did you put it? You can grovel, whine, or you can. How did you put it? You can seek the Lord.
Yeah. He's always moving.
It has to be a G word. Grovel, go to God. Maybe.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. We got a choice, right?
Right.
There you go. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, hey, everybody. It's awesome to spend some time with Daniel. He's busy. As he said, his business has been thriving during this. So Christopher and I, he's behind the camera, came over and bugged him and coerced him to hang out with us. So we're glad he was willing to do that. So listen, God bless you. I hope you have an awesome week. You remember, God loves you. We love you. And people are starting to go back to work. And so hopefully we see the light at the end of the tunnel here. And the last thing I want you to know is, did you notice the shirt I was wearing?
It looks new. Is it new?
It is new. So let me just close with Who Dey. Who they think going to beat them Bengals? Nobody. God bless.